Well, good evening, everybody. Louise Riley here, and I'm really excited to be sharing with you some information with you this evening. The information that I'm going to be sharing is really around our supplement, which is the Forever Active Pro B. And this particular supplement has actually been enhanced with zinc. Now, what I thought I would do though, however, just talking about that particular supplement, I'm going to kind of give you a bit more of a broad understanding of what our body needs to, I suppose, support its overall well-being. And we're going to have a look at our gut health. So, I'm just going to start off for those of you who haven't met me before. My name's Louise Riley, and I have been building my business with Forever now for 25 years alongside my husband Ashley. I'm a sewing manager, and also Ashley and I, we have a global business, and so the information that I'm sharing with you this evening is coming from the angle of being able to take that information into your business as a business owner myself. But I'm also an advisory board member, and I absolutely love sharing my knowledge. And the information that I share, I cover lots of different areas, specifically in weight management and sports performance, and also in our supplements, our nutritional range. And so let's get right down into the information that I'm going to share with you this evening. Now, as always, if you have any questions, please pop your questions down, and I'm going to do my best to be able to answer those questions as we come to the end of the presentation. If I don't manage to get through all the questions, it just depends how many we have, then what I always do is make sure that I get back to you and answer your questions as soon as I possibly can. So first of all, let's just have a look at the gut and understand what the gut is. Our gut, it has different functions, and the three main functions that it has is first of all to do with digestion. Now, digestion is where we are taking our big nutrients, which are known as our macronutrients, which are carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Now, carbohydrates are actually, we have two kinds of carbohydrates. We have our starchy carbs, our bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, and then we have our fruit and vegetable carbs. You can also actually say that another carbohydrate is fiber. But what happens with the carbohydrates, our carbohydrates through digestion are going to be broken down and release things called nutrients, but also these tiny micronutrients, which also include our simple sugars, glucose, fructose, and galactose. That is from our carbohydrates. Our proteins, they're going to be broken down into smaller micronutrients through digestion. And we know these as amino acids. And then our fats or our lipids are broken down into micronutrients of our fatty acids. Alongside that, though, we have lots of other nutrients that we get in our foods, and these are our vitamins and our minerals as well. We also have enzymes, coenzymes. And so the whole idea is to break everything down so they are small enough to be able to pass through absorption into our bloodstream. So how they move into the absorption stage is when they're really tiny, they're going to be able to move through what we call our villi. And these villi are finger-like, and they inside of the villi, we have our bloodstream and also our lymphatic system. Okay, so I want you just to imagine that everything has got to be broken down through digestion, so it's small enough to be able to go through a very, very fine sieve. That's probably the easiest way to kind of think about that. Now, also, not just the villi, we have another area of absorption. So the villi are in our small intestine, and then our colon is our large intestine. And this is where more water and also electrolytes are mineral salts, are absorbed back into the body. So anything that is left over that our body doesn't need is going to be excreted. So this is the removal of unwanted substances. Now, the whole idea of this is we want to make sure that we are getting enough nutrients into our body And so our body can use these nutrients. We have around about, everybody's slightly different, but approximately maybe about 37 to 40 trillion cells in our body. And all of these cells need to have energy. Okay, so where does our gut actually start? Well, let's just think about other names for our gut, because I think sometimes people can get a little bit confused to what our gut actually is. Sometimes we refer to our gastrointestinal tract. It can be referred to as our digestive system. And as I said, also the gut. So these are just some of the phrases that you may hear. And it actually starts in the mouth. And digestion will actually start in the mouth with digestive enzymes. And the digestive enzyme that we have in our mouth, which is going to help to start to break down our foods, is something called amylase. And this is going to work on our carbohydrates to start to break that down. Then our foods will move down our esophagus and into our stomach. Now, our stomach is an acidic environment, and that's going to help to break down foods even more so. And food can stay in our stomach, depending on the kind of food it is, for maybe 3 to 4 hours. Fluids can go through our stomach very quickly, but some of the more stubborn foods, like proteins, will be broken down and could be there for about 3 to 4 hours. And then continuing with our pancreas and our liver and our gallbladder as well. These are going to start to secrete different digestive enzymes. We have 3 main digestive enzymes. We have amylase, as I've mentioned before. That is going to work on breaking down all of your carbohydrates. We also have our protease, which is breaking down our protein. And then also we have lipase, which is going to break down your lipids and your fats. Now, after that, we have our small and our large intestines, where everything's been broken down. Now, when you actually look at the size of the area for absorption that we have with our small intestines, that absorption is really, really important. And so this whole process of digestion, everything has to be working in balance. Everything needs to be making sure that our body can be breaking down our foods. And of course, we also need to make sure that our digestive system is also getting fuel itself as well, to make sure everything is working in balance, what we call homeostasis. Now, the size of the area for absorption is actually the size of a tennis court. So you can see how important that area of absorption is. And then all of these particular things of absorption, whether it's the small intestine or the large intestine, that could actually take hours for the whole process to happen. Now, one of the things that is really important is what we find in our digestive system, which are really focusing on this evening. And this is to do with our microbiome. Now, our microbiome is a terminology that was coined, as you can see, by this particular gentleman called Joshua Lederberg. And this is where it's referring to the genetic material of all the different microbes. Sometimes we hear this word microbe referred to as pathogens, what we actually host on our body. Now, we all have our own kind of personalized microbiome, very similar to our DNA. And that is all down to the fact of what different pathogens that your body has been in contact with. And it all just depends on where you live and the lifestyle that you actually lead. Now, when we have a look at the main areas that we actually have our microbiome, this is the main areas. We have our skin. Now, our skin is like a physical barrier to invasion from the worry of these pathogens, these things that we don't want. Then moving on from there, we have what we call our oral microbiome. So this is the healthy bacteria that we have within our mouth. And then, of course, the bit that we're really focusing on is the digestive system. Now, as we said, we can also call that the gut. So depending on what we have been exposed to, the different bacteria, obviously we want to make sure that our body has good bacteria to fight the bad bacteria. Okay, so I don't want you to think that all bacteria is bad. We need to have good bacteria, and this good bacteria is known as our microbiome. Just so you know, we also have other areas of good bacteria that we find in our airways, our urinary tract, and also in our genitals too. So the good bacteria that we have in our gut or our digestive system, what does it do? Well, first of all, when we look at our digestive system, this particular area is actually home to trillions of microorganisms that actually colonize the gut. And this is called the gut flora or the microbiome, if you want to call it either. It's absolutely fine. I'm sharing some of these words with you because sometimes people are hearing different phrases and not sure which is which. Sometimes we can actually say that our gut, our digestive system, is like a bacterial culture vessel. And it's important that we have a nice balance of our gut flora. And when you look at a healthy adult, can actually have around about 2 kilos of bacteria in their guts. Now, one of the important things is that our body is designed to look after itself. Okay, and one of the things that our body does, it keeps everything in order, and our beneficial flora or microbiome could actually be described as being the housekeepers within your gut. Some of the roles that the good bacteria have within the body, they're going to help especially with our breaking down of foods. So remember, I've already mentioned about our macronutrients. So part of helping to break down our food through metabolism is the breaking down of our carbohydrates, our proteins, and our fats, and as well as fiber. Interesting as well is that they are going to support the roles of vitamin K, and vitamin K is importantly found within the gut. Also B1, folate, and biotin, which folate and biotin are also other B vitamins, as well as short chain fatty triglycerides as well. Now, all of these different things are first of all linked with supporting the health of our body. So a combination, a synergistic effect of all of these things are going to be helping, first of all, our immune system. Now, 70% of our immune system actually resides in our gut. So one of the things that is really important when we're thinking about supporting our immune system, we also need to support our digestive system as well. Metabolism. So metabolism is where we are creating this energy for all of our different cells around the body. Okay, so when we talk about our metabolic rate, it's the amount of energy that our body is being able to use. And then very importantly as well is how we feel, yeah, our mood. If we feel calm or if we feel stressed, this is another important part. And a lot of people don't actually think about the role of healthy bacteria in how we're feeling. And then another thing is leptin. Now, leptin is a hormone, and this particular hormone, what it does, it sends messages to your brain to tell you about how you're feeling as far as hunger. And when you have the right message is sent to your brain, the leptin, the hormone leptin, will send a message to will go to message to the brain and say, I think I've had enough. And we want to make sure that these messages are being sent to the brain so we're not overeating. Another word that you have associated around our healthy bacteria is this word colonization. Now, what is important that every single day we need to build up our resistance to what is going on in our environment. And this is really, really important. In fact, it's a really good idea that every single day you can expose yourself, so to speak, to more bacteria, so your body can start to build up a resistance with that. And even down to the fact more recently that if you are getting out and about, and I know a lot of people maybe getting outside and been doing walking, lots of cycling through the summer, is that if you can actually go on a different walk and go into a different field and cycle in a different way, that you are going to be in contact with different pathogens in the environment. So this is an important thing of a way that we are resetting our body every single day. Another thing that is important as well is that we can find these good bacteria, these microbes, are found in fermented foods. And one of the things a lot of people are aware of is actually in foods like yogurt. So this colonization, this is where the microorganisms can actually start to grow on that host cell or in that tissue. So what they're kind of doing really is they're setting up home. They want to start multiplying. Now, what's interesting when we are first born is that we are like a blank sheet of paper where we don't have any of this bacteria. So we've got to build up our immune health. And when you are first born, if you are born naturally, you are going to pick up some bacteria from your mum through the birth canal. When a baby is born, the baby will then be put onto mum's skin, because we know that we have the microbiome, the healthy bacteria on our skin. And then, of course, another important thing is to help the baby build up its natural defense system is through breast milk. And what you have specifically in breast milk is something called colostrum, which is the first milk that comes through. So this is the way that we start to build up our natural defense system. And as I said, we need to allow the healthy bacteria to be able to multiply. Now, of course, we know that all through the natural environment that we're in, that we can actually take supplements. And if we take a supplement that is containing healthy bacteria, this is a way that we can actually support colonization. So like everything else, that supplements are there to support a healthy diet. And it's exactly the same thing when we're looking at getting these healthy bacterial microbes into our body. Now, most of the microbes are benign and they're absolutely fine. They're not going to cause any particular problem to your health and well-being. But then also we have these other things, these pathogens, which are the not the healthy bacteria, can actually start to invade our body. So remember, once again, we have our good bacteria and we have our bad bacteria. Now, our body is quite resilient, and through research, it has been shown that our body can kind of cope with the balance of about 85% good bacteria and about 15% bad bacteria. But of course, as things start to go out of balance, that's when the bad bacteria can start to overwhelm the good bacteria, which obviously we don't want that to happen. Now, there's different ways that can actually happen. It can happen through, for example, having a course of antibiotics. Now, antibiotics have been designed to really kill bacteria. The challenge with antibiotics is that they can't really tell the difference between good bacteria and bad bacteria. So that's one of the things that can happen when we're taking medication. But of course, we also know that we have antibiotics which are found in foods as well, food sources such as meat and milk. Also, another thing that can upset the balance can be our antacids that we take, especially as well if our mood is out of balance, we're feeling stressed, if we're not exercising enough, and also if we're not sleeping very well. So worry, stress, anxiety, all those things can actually play a part in how we're getting things out of balance here. Pesticides, refined sugar, and also gluten can also have an effect as well. Now, another really interesting situation is what we call the physiological and the psychological. So when we look at the physiological and the psychological side of things, it's because within our guts, we have what we call our second brain. And that is because we have our nervous system, which we find within our digestive system. It can send messages to the brain, which is really, really interesting. So when we're looking at the psychological, so psychological is your feelings, your emotions, your mood, your mindset. And then of course our physiological is the chemical and physical processes or the mechanics that go on within our body. Now, within this particular area, we have this hormone called serotonin. And you may have heard of this hormone, and sometimes it is referred to as our happy hormone. And so how we are within our digestive system can affect how we feel. We can get some different scenarios going on that can affect how we feel. For example, when we get a little bit nervous, if you are going to be on stage, for example, and you're getting this kind of butterflies in your stomach, this is where it's the nerves and it's the messages that are going from your gut to your brain. And also, have you ever had a gut feeling where you actually say that, don't we, where we think, I'm feeling a little bit uncertain about this lack of trust. And then another really interesting thing is that if you have had food that you've eaten in the past and you've had a bit of a reaction from that, then your body can very, very easily remember that. And when you eat that food again, for example, for me personally, years and years and years ago, I actually had a reaction to eating prawns. I was really poorly eating prawns. And now when I eat prawns, and I only eat prawns occasionally, and I have to actually, it sounds really silly, I have to look at them and think, oh, I think I could eat those prawns. But sometimes when I eat the prawns, that my system kind of goes, oh, it's that food again. And it kind of has a bit of a, you might say, a mild reaction, and I might feel a little bit off or a bit bloated for a while. So it's really interesting how these messages are being sent from your gut to your brain. So you can see our gut health is really important for our overall health and well-being, to keep everything in balance. And of course, as we have learnt, our microbiome, our healthy bacteria, is really important, as an important role in that. Now, as we said, that we can supplement, we can actually put healthy bacteria into our body. So when we are looking at supplements, here's a few little ideas of what to look for, because it can be really confusing, all the different supplements out there. And here's a few ideas, a few guidelines for you to look at it. First of all, the potency of gut health supplements is actually measured in something called a colony forming unit. So you've understood about the colonization, what colonization means. It's the ability for the bacteria to kind of set up home, so to speak, within the host. And you'll often see this written, not just colony forming units, but abbreviated to CFUs. Now, 5 billion CFUs is the minimum amount daily that you would really need to be looking at. But that's another interesting fact, is that having too many doesn't mean it's going to be more beneficial. Easiest way to think about it is that if you have 200 cars that are going to a car park and there's only 100 car parking spaces, then what's going to happen to the 100 cars that can't park? there's nowhere to go, so they're just going to have to leave the car park. So actually having too many isn't necessarily a good thing. Another important factor is that majority of our good bacteria actually reside in our gut, but the lowest part of our gut, which is called our colon. But we do have, as you've learned, different parts of our digestive system will actually have different bacteria as well. So it's important then to have a variety of strains, and not to have one that is specifically only one strain, because of course remember that everybody's body is different, and we're made up of a whole range of different bacteria. And also that a variety, they kind of work in synergy with each other, they support each other, and they love working together. Now, one of the challenges, and this is a really, really, really big part of it, is that you've got to think about how is that bacteria going to get through. It has an arduous journey. It's got to deal with those digestive enzymes that I've mentioned. It's got to deal with the hydrochloric acid that's in your stomach. And of course, these digestive enzymes are secreted all the way through your digestive system. So, you know, these bacteria have got to get to where they've got to go. And how are they going to be able to survive that? So that's one of the biggest things that when you look at, and you take that into account as well. Another important factor is to actually look at having the healthy bacteria that actually been clinically validated for its health effects. So these are some of the key facts to look at when you are shopping for gut health supplements. So what about our wonderful Forever Active Pro B? And as I said, that it now contains zinc. I'm going to give you an overview then to this fantastic product. Now, one of the things that you understand, that this is something that it's been designed to take one of these every single day. And of course, if you think about it, that every single day your body is under attack. So it makes sense that every single day you're getting the reinforcements in, so to speak. Well, first of all, what we have here is it has over 8 billion lactic acid bacteria, and it comes from actually 6 different strains. You can see all the different strains that are up there. And if you look at the 2 at the bottom, they have actually been clinically validated. Now, the other important thing is that we have put these bacteria into a little plant cellulose capsule, okay? And that is helping the bacteria to travel on their arduous journey, so to speak. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can take this, because people say to me, when do you take this? Well, for me personally, I will take my Forever Active Pro B every single morning when I'm taking my aloe and all of my other supplements that I take. Now, what you can do if you prefer, if you feel that maybe your body's been a little bit upset and a little bit out of balance, a really good time then, when your body is not working so hard, it's at night time. And that's when your body's not having to digest foods and have to deal with all of that. So it's a good time to actually give your body this healthy bacteria when you go to bed at night. So that's just another thought process for you. The zinc. Now, zinc is a very, very important mineral that we have and that our body has, and it has lots and lots of different functions. And so I thought what I do here is list all the different reasons why zinc is important for your body's health and well-being. And you can see as well on the screen this is how much it is recommended to take. And this figure is actually from the NHS, and this is what we call our minimum amount, our recommended intake. So first of all, we know zinc contributes to the normal function of our immune system. And then I'll go through these and I'll kind of explain them to you. I think that's probably an important thing to do. The protection of cells from oxidative stress. So oxidative stress is our environment, and oxidative stress is kind of, we know that our body can be under attack from what we call free radical damage. And those things are from stress anyway, from UVAs, UVBs, smoke, pollution, the kind of foods that we're eating as well. So remember, we have a lot of cells, and it's important that we're supporting them to be the best that they can be. And then, of course, we know that our cells are going to divide, and we know that zinc is having a role within that. Our DNA, I think we all know what our DNA is. Cognitive function. So cognitive function is to do with our brain health, our memory, our reasoning, our knowledge. All of those things is our cognitive function. When I learned that word years ago, I always thought about cogs turning. Okay, so that might be a way for you to remember it. Obviously, fertility and reproduction, and one of our hormones are testosterone, and our testosterone obviously is one of our sex hormones. So this is really important for those people that are looking to supporting their fertility. And then metabolism. Remember, this is to do with our energy production. Vitamin A. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. And then our macronutrients, our carbohydrates, our fats and our proteins. And then finally, our skin, our hair and our nails, our bones, and also eye health, our vision. Now, we can get zinc in our diet, and if you are looking at getting a good source of zinc, then you can get that from dairy and meat, shellfish, as well as wheat germ. Now, our bacteria, they need to be fed as well. And the way that we feed bacteria with fiber. And there's two kinds of fiber that we put into our body. We have our soluble fiber, and then we have insoluble fiber, all right? So the insoluble fiber is found in foods such as garlic, aloe, chicory, onions, aubergines, and also artichoke. Now, when you're actually seeing this insoluble fiber, which is food for your good bacteria, on supplements, you sometimes will see it written in an abbreviation. So you have fructooligosaccharides, galactooligosaccharides, we have FOS and GOS. If you were to look at our Forever Daily, you will see on the side of that particular supplement. Now, our Forever Daily is our multi-mineral, multivitamin supplement. You will see AOS, which is aloe oligosaccharides. But what the company has done, they have taken the fiber part, the insoluble fiber that you have in aloe, and they have extracted that, and they're coating those little tablets with this AOS. So you're giving yourself an extra bit of food for your healthy bacteria every single day when you're taking your Forever Daily. So on top of that we've put some of this insoluble fiber within our Forever Active Pro B, and this is the fructooligosaccharides, the FOS, that you will see on the side of the container. And talking about the container in itself is a really important part of what we do, because remember, we now have to think about, we've got all this wonderful healthy bacteria, we have put some food in this little capsule, and we want to make sure that this capsule and the healthy bacteria is going to stay in the best way it possibly can until that bacteria reaches the right part of our gut. And this is also down to the way that we have done the technology of this cryo technology. Now, cryo technology is where you might say the healthy bacteria have gone into a very, very deep sleep. And by going into a deep sleep, they're kind of keeping themselves, they're not using too much of their energy up. The other thing that's really interesting is the actual container that we're putting that sleeping bacteria in. So you can see here, there's this a special active biotechnology we've used, where we have the right seal, it's moisture tight, it's leak proof. And so every single part of it, the company has considered to make sure that we are keeping that healthy bacteria at the best prime it can be. So when it gets into your body, it's got the energy to set up home, so to speak. Now, of course, taking our Forever Active Pro B, it's a really good idea to take it alongside your shot of aloe every day. Now, of course, we have 4 drinks in the range, and the 3 that we have on here is our plain gel, which has 99.7% aloe vera. That extra 0.3% has a little bit of vitamin C and citric acid added to it. We also have our berry nectar, the 90.7%, and then we have the aloe peaches, 84.7. The extra bits there, obviously from the peaches and the grapes that you get in the aloe peaches, and then the cranberries and apples. Now, which one do you want to drink? Well, why not? You can drink them all, you can mix and match. Everybody wants to have great skin, hair and nails, a good strong immune system, digestive system, don't want to be tired. We want to be the best that we can be. So have your shot of aloe every day, and now consider your shot of aloe and taking your Forever Active Pro B with that zinc. And very importantly right now, that people are really wanting to focus. We're going towards into the autumn and the winter months. We know that as the days get shorter, the days get colder, we're going to be spending more time inside, and we know we are going to be around more people. We're not getting out in the fresh air, and we really need to support our immune health. And we know that zinc is going to support our immune health. Drinking our aloe vera with vitamin C, which we also know is going to contribute to a normal function of the immune system as well. So drink plenty of aloe. Don't forget to take your Forever Active Pro B with zinc. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if we have any questions that I can answer for you. So let me just have a look at what we have. Right, we've got a few questions here. Let me just have a look for you. Oh, right. Okay, how much zinc should a man take over the age of 65? Well, to be honest, those those figures that you got up there, Sue, you just continue, okay? You just continue with the same amount. The reason that those figures are there, it's kind of a generalization. You don't have to stop taking zinc or reduce it down when you are 65. Can you take too much zinc? You can take too much zinc if you absolutely have copious amounts. But generally speaking, when you're getting it from your food and you're taking a supplement, just as the supplements that we have, you will be absolutely fine. It is, some children will actually take supplements like this, like anything. That what you need to do if you want to introduce supplements and you're not sure about those supplements for children, then please go and talk to your health practitioner. And this will be recorded. Thank you. If you're taking the Pro B at night time, what would you take it with? Well, take it with your aloe vera. I mean, I think sometimes people get a little bit confused and they're not sure how much aloe can you drink. Well, at the end of the day, you can drink. We have a recommended serving size, which is actually written on the side of the Tetra Pak, which says 120 mils. But if you want to drink more, drink more. So if you're drinking aloe in the morning, you want to drink some more aloe at night time, well, wow, what are you doing? You're giving your body lots of goodness. So why wouldn't you want to drink more aloe? So that's absolutely fine. Have we got anything else? can we take Forever Active Pro B with some of the other vitamins we have in the Forever range? Yes, we can. I take a lot of supplements every single day, but goes without saying, I'll be drinking my aloe. I have aloe in the morning. I have my super greens. I have my NutriQ10. I have my RG. I take that all together, mix it all together with my aloe. I have a big, I've got a glass here. What I do is I put all of the RG, the super greens, and the NutriQ10 in a glass. I put a little bit of hot water in, or boiled water, just because when it's hot it seems to help it mix better, and then I just literally fill the rest of the glass up with a combination of plain gel and then Forever Freedom. And then alongside that I take my Pro B, I take my Vitalize for Women, I take my, well, I take a lot of supplements. I take my Optic C, I take Forever Active HA, I take the Infinite Complex. I think I must take I take the Move, I take the Focus. I must take about 12 different supplements every single morning. Okay, so you can take our supplements and enjoy all our supplements, because wow, why wouldn't you want to put them into your body? So yes, you can indeed take them with other vitamins. So Hector, yeah, the main USP really is I always talk about the technology. So when you're looking at, remember that slide that I put up with when we're looking at what are we looking for in supplements? What are the things that we need to cover? Well, we've covered all of those. We've added obviously the zinc in there. We've added that insoluble fiber, and it's the Creo technology. So when you look at the way that we've put everything together, but we've even thought about putting the bacteria, you might say, to sleep, and putting them in this special container. So you might say the unique selling point, the USP, is a synergistic effect of all of those things together. What else have we got here? Is it best to take the Pro B tablet before the aloe gel in the morning? No, take it with it. Just, I always say that sometimes we get a little bit hung up about, oh, do I take this then? And how do I take that? Listen, find a way that works for you. And I take everything in the morning, and then I will take other things, like I'll take some RG before I go to bed. I'll take some more aloe during the day. I might take some Therm during the day. I might add things in during the day, but generally speaking, find a time that works for you, because it's better to fit our products into your world than worry about your world having to fit into our products. Because then if it's starting to become a little bit daunting to remember to take your supplements, it's not really the right way. So don't worry, it's so much better to get into your body than not. So yes, in the morning is absolutely fine. How long does everyone need to take the Forever Active Pro B for? Well, every single day our body has healthy bacteria that is being attacked. Okay, so I always think about it as the reinforcement. So every single day I want to make sure that I am putting healthy bacteria into my body to deal with the day ahead. So that's kind of a question that, do you only take it for 1 month or 2 months? Or no, the product has been designed to be able to take it every single day. If you are otherwise fit and healthy, is it safe to take the Forever? Yes, because you're not taking the bacteria to become healthy. That what you're doing is taking the bacteria because it's supporting the maintenance of your body, if that makes sense. So yes. It's like every single day we need to be drinking water, because our body is like a sink without the plug in. When I drink water, the water just keeps going out. when you put bacteria into your body every day, some bacteria will just some will colonize, some won't. And obviously we need to keep putting the reinforcements back into our body. Any questions? If you send them to the business owner support, they will help you with your questions. If they can't answer any of those questions, then they pass them on to me. The Forever Active Pro B, it's like all of our supplements. Our supplements are designed to be able to support your body in its health and well-being on a daily basis. So you are supporting your digestive system to be in balance. And yeah, you're not taking it because you're not happy with your digestive system. You can take this supplement every single day to support your body to be the best it can be. It's like drinking aloe, isn't it? That we drink aloe because we know every day we're putting goodness into our body. We're taking the Proactive Pro B every day to put goodness into our body. No, the Forever Active Pro B is designed to have it at the time that's right for you. You can take it with food. You don't have to have it before food. It is a vegan friendly indeed. The RG does not have the same effects on your digestive system. The RG is a completely different product. So the RG is not designed for that in mind. What you have in there, you have vitamins in there, you have L-arginine, and that is really working in a completely different way. So that's not designed for your gut health. You will not have too much zinc if you're taking the Pro B and the ImmuBlend, so no worries about that. So I take the ImmuBlend every day as well. Like I say, if you are wanting to recommend any of our supplements to children and you are not sure, then please talk to your health practitioner. Generally speaking, if someone isn't happy with their digestive system can be out of balance, then it is a really good idea to support our digestive health with taking this supplement, especially now that it has the zinc in there as well. So yes, if you're not happy with your digestive system, it's always a good idea to pop in some microbiome. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I have managed to get through all the questions. But if you do have any more, I think I have gone through that. Yes. Oh, no, hang on. There's one more. Yes, Natalie, yes, you can. You can take, as I say, find a way that works for you about taking the supplements. If you want to take them all at once rather than 3 times a day, then you know what? You just find a way that works for you and enjoy the benefits of our wonderful supplements and drinking our aloe. And I think I just double check that I haven't got any other things that I need to be answering. I think that's it. Yes. Okay. So if you think of any more questions that have come to mind since I'm going off the webinar now, then please contact Business Owner Support. We have a fabulous team within our Business Owner Support department that help you with any of the questions that you have, or indeed they'll pass them on to me. Have a great evening, everybody, and I look forward to catching up with you all soon, and enjoy the new product. Take care. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.